Mic check. What's going on, world? You already know it's your boy SB, and I'd like to welcome y'all back to the 28th episode of season 4 of the Roll Up Podcast. To even say that we are 28 episodes in to the podcast, it's truly been a blessing and an honor to be able to be that beacon of inspiration and light to everybody that listens. And without y'all, none of this would be possible. So as always, I start off every show. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for doing what y'all do. It really means a lot to me. If you haven't done so already, I would encourage you to follow me on social media at the Roll Up Podcast. Make sure you check out the SauceBradyExperience.com. That's the official hub of the Roll Up Podcast. So everything that I got going on is all in one area. My first book is titled Here's the Truth. It's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble right now. My second book is titled You Deserve Better, and that book will be finished sometime in October. So I said I was going to let y'all in on a little secret to what I had going on. So it's 30 days in September, and there's 30 episodes of the podcast for this season. Every single day, I'm going to post a snippet of the podcast, more than likely one of my favorite parts of the podcast, to kind of, give you more reason to listen to the podcast, more reason to share it with a homie so they can listen to the podcast, because the campaign is growing, man. And the conversations that we having on the podcast, man, are really instrumental and necessary in order for you to get to where you're going. So y'all make sure y'all tap into the social media to stay up to date with what I got going on with that. And also, man, if you haven't done so, check out the Sauce Factory. You can use code TRUPOD, that's TRUPOD, to receive 30% off your order as a homie hookup. You know what I mean? Hoodie season coming. You don't want to get caught without a hoodie. So with that being said, make sure you use that little 30% off, as a token of appreciation for everything that you're doing for the Roll Up Podcast. So as always, man, I like to get straight to it. And today's quote is by John C. Maxwell. And the quote reads, "Negative thoughts produce negative action. Positive thoughts produce positive action." So a few years back, scientists did an experiment with fleas. And I'm not sure if you know this, but fleas have the ability to jump extremely high. And in this experiment, the scientists wanted to see how high the fleas could jump inside a cup with the lid on it. Surprisingly, the fleas only jumped to the level of the lid in the cup. But it was even more surprising when the scientists removed the lid from the cup and noticed that the fleas still jumped to the level of the lid, even though the lid was taken off. Think about our potential as human beings. Our reach isn't infinite. Anything that we want, we can have. If we don't know how to get something, the internet gives us 100,000 ways to get there. Now think about the insecurities that people have projected onto you. You're too small. You're too big. Your body isn't perfect. You can't cook. You can't start a business. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do X, Y, and Z. And my personal favorite is you can't do this because the white man doesn't want to see our community thrive. Metaphorically, those self-limiting beliefs are the lid that's keeping you from greatness. The self-limiting beliefs that we hold on to are the exact reasons why we can't get from point A to point B. The very limitations that are seen as valid are the very reasons why our vision is clouded and our ability to dream is limited. These beliefs that we have about being a minority, being able to succeed in 2023 are an excuse that keeps so many of us from achieving greatness. And I am here today to encourage you to remove the limitations from your mind to unlock your true potential. As I've stated in the post before, racism is a learned behavior. In the same breath, every opportunity that is meant for you will be for you, period. When we are pursuing an opportunity and we don't get it, it's probably a good reason why we didn't get it. And as a quote-unquote minority in this country, we have too many examples of people who ignored the hate around them and were able to lead extraordinary lives and basically open the doors for our generation to walk through. There have been thousands, maybe even millions, who have walked the trail of adversity for us and have ultimately enabled us to get into rooms that we may not have been able to enter 50 to 60 years ago. In the first episode of season 3 of the Roll Up Podcast, I gave examples of the importance of winning the battle upstairs. By winning the battle upstairs, we are rewiring our brain, to see the opportunities instead of the obstacles. By rewiring our thoughts, we are evolving from the victim mindset to the victor. This skill set takes years and years and years and years to master. But once it is mastered, we will see that we have the ultimate decision in the way our life turns out. As the opening quote by John C. Maxwell proves, negative thoughts produce negative action. Positive thoughts produce positive actions. Every time we place blame on society, not wanting to see us succeed, we are giving credit to the negative thoughts, which turn into us not attempting to pursue our dreams. Every time we think the white man is out to get us, we are becoming the fleas that the science put the lid on. We lose our power when we put our successes and failures into the hands of other people. All of the people who look like us that have made it took the time, discipline, and displayed an extreme amount of faith combined with hard work to see their vision through. I'm a strong believer that every opportunity that is for you will be for you. You may not get the opportunity you want, but when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. For example, let's look at Tyler Perry. He went from being homeless to doing shows at the Fox Theater many nights consecutively to owning one of the largest film companies in the country. Steve Harvey, another one of my favorite examples, is from a small town in West Virginia, Welch, Virginia to be exact. And according to the 2020 census, they had a population of less than 4,000 people. Despite being from a small town, Mr. Harvey has been on TV for the last 30 years. So the point I'm getting at basically is no matter where you came from or how big your hometown is, how far you go in this world is 100% up to you. I challenge you today to ignore the noise telling you why you can't do something and begin to focus on why you can do something. If you want to be the best and live a fulfilled life, it's going to require you to go through tough times. It requires you to be disappointed a few times. It requires heartbreak. It requires financial hardships. It requires times of extreme faith. But one thing you can guarantee, as I've said many times before, is that the life you want to live is on the other side of those disappointments. As long as you believe the lies telling you that you can't succeed in your field of choice because of the color of your skin, you will never make it to the 1% club. As long as you allow the distractions to throw you off your course and get you to feed into the negative narrative that the world is against you, you will never succeed. As long as you allow others to dictate your life by craving outside approval, you will hinder yourself from greatness. Starting today, unlock your true potential by believing in yourself. If you see an area that needs changing, don't be a Twitter thumb soldier and complain about it. Find a way to be a part of the solution to the problem. If you think that there's a lack of representation in a certain area, network with other like-minded individuals that look like you and see the mission through. It's easier said than done, but if you start today, imagine where you'll be 6 months to a year from now. Positive thoughts produce positive action. Change your lens of perspective and have faith that everything will work out and watch the magic happen. So with that being said, I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for sticking with me through this podcast. 2 more episodes to go, and I'm excited to continue to grow with y'all, man, because this campaign is doing something crazy, man. I just posted my media kit online the other day. I've been reached out to by a couple companies, to do some partnership opportunities, man. And I'm telling you, bro, it's going to be one of the most powerful things because I'm using my personal life and my personal struggles and my journey to serve as an inspiration to you that anything is possible. Because if you notice, each episode, each season of the Roll Up Podcast has been different. Each episode has been recorded in different times of my life. I've been going through different things with parenting, life, this and that. And it's just a lot of stuff happening but I continue to persevere. And I'm telling you, when we look back at this 10 years from now, we finna say, man, we done came a long way. When we look at your goals and what you got going on, and 10 years from now, we're going to say, man, we done came a long way. So I hope I said something today, to shine some light on your journey, man. I'm rooting for you. I know you can do it. The title of this episode, you are your own worst enemy. It's time that we be our own best friend, our best supporter. We got to validate ourselves. We got to validate our dreams. And we validate those by putting in work every single day. Every single day, we contributing something to the mission. So with that being said, I hope y'all have a good night. If you like what you heard, like, comment, and subscribe. Send it to a friend because we're going up. You already know it's your boy. Peace.